Hello students, this is your computer teacher and today we head into the final video for the unit word processing, which will include 3 sessions. And we will learn about working with tables in word processor. So without further ado, let's jump right in. As I told you earlier that we will be creating tables and formatting them in this video, and for that we will go to insert option as we want to insert a table. Directly underneath that insert menu, you can clearly see here, directly underneath we have a table option. And when I click on this table option, the arrow underneath it, it opens up a grid here. As I hover the mouse over the grid, it shows what kind of table I want. And you can see the preview is available on the document area as well. I can either select the number of rows and number of columns directly by hovering the mouse over this grid, or I can simply click on insert table option and a dialog box will appear where I will instruct the dialog box to enter the number of columns. For example, I want to add a table that will collect the data which needs a roll number, name, father's name, marks and mode of transport, which means 5 columns. And let us suppose the number of rows be 2 for instance, and I click on OK. I'll add the headings here, first one being roll number, second being name, third being father's name, and fourth being marks, whereas the last one being mode of transport. So when I enter data into the first cell, this rectangular unit of the table is known as the cell. When I enter data into the first cell, I can use tab key to move to the next cell. Similarly, when I reach the end of the column, that means when I reach the last column in the table, when I press the tab key, it will go into the next row. Now I will add details here. For example, roll number 1, name, Abhi, father's name, Abhi senior, marks 85, let us suppose they are from 100, mode of transport, bus. Look, now I have reached the last column of the table, and now if I want to insert a row underneath to insert a new student, simply I have to press tab key again. It will insert a blank row underneath. So in that new row we can insert the data. Roll number 2, Baljinder, Harpreet, 95, and let us say the mode of transport is by bus. Similarly, now I have inserted 3 more rows just to complete the table of 5 students with their details about father's name, roll number, marks and mode of transport. Now this is the method on how to create a table. But what if I want to format this table? How to do that? Now as you can see, while working in a table, there is always a table tools, design and layout tab automatically activated in the ribbon. Or if it is not present, I can simply double click the table right here and it will automatically get activated. Now I'll select the various designs that are pre-installed here to activate the design. You can see the preview is already shown here. I click on the desired one and then I can also change the borders. Like for example, I can select all borders, but for that I need to first select the table and then apply all borders, and that's how you format it. Simple as that. If I want to change the font style or do any font formatting, I again need to first select the table data and then again go to Home tab, select the font, and that's it. Now I have changed the font style or font face and also the font color by selecting the text. So this is how you will do font formatting and table formatting in a word processor. We can also increase or decrease the size of columns and rows. You can see this roll number column is too wide. I can simply go at the corner or the boundary wall between roll number and name. Look at the cursor, how it is shown. I'll simply go at the boundary. When this cursor will appear, I'll click on it and I'll drag back. You can see, simple as that. Similarly, I can do with all the other ones. But this is completely optional and it depends upon your preference if you want it or not. And now it looks much better. So similarly, I can also align the text. Not only the font formatting can be done, but I can also align the text. Let us suppose this name, or let us suppose the marks. Here are the marks. I select the marks and I want these marks to be center aligned. I'll select the text. In this case, there are marks only, and then I'll go to the Home tab. In paragraph group, just like normal alignment, I'll select center alignment, and you can see my text has moved to the center position. Now the point that comes into consideration is how we can insert a new row or a column when already a table is there. So for that, for example, I want to insert mother's name, a column of mother's name right next to father's name. What can I do is, I can click on any of the cell to the right of which I want a new column. I can right click on it and go to insert option. There are two options, column to left, column to right, and beneath that we have two more options, insert rows above, insert rows below. It will depend upon my preference what I want and where I want it. But for now I want a column to the right of father's name. So I'll click on insert columns to right option. It will insert a new column. I will first add on the heading. It automatically wraps the text in that field. Now I will again adjust the size and I will write the mother's name in these cells. Similarly, by the very same method, I can also insert a row. Let me just insert a row between Baljinder and Chaman. Clicking anywhere in the row, right clicking on it, going to insert option, rows. Since I want to insert between Baljinder and Chaman, I'll use, because I have right clicked on Baljinder's row, I'll click rows below, and you can see it will insert a row below the active row. Let's just first remove this row, and let me show you how we can do that. We will select that row first, right click on it and press on delete cells. You can see these options will come up. I select on delete entire row and my entire row will be deleted. Similarly, I'll select the entire column, right click on it and delete columns. and you can see my entire column is deleted. This is how we can delete stuff from the table. I can also move the table by clicking on this symbol. You can see when I zoom in, this crosshair symbol, by clicking on it and dragging the mouse buttons. Now moving on to the last topic of this video and lecture, that is converting the text into a table. Now for that I have written text in single line. To convert it into a table, I have separated each and every cell data by a comma. You can see roll number, comma name, comma father's name, comma marks, comma mode of transport, comma 1, that is this value, comma abhi, name, abhi senior, separated by a comma, that is father's name, 85, comma bus, comma, again I'll move to the next row, 2, comma Baljinder, comma Harpreet, comma 95, comma bus. Similarly, I can add the text by using comma. Note down the important thing, that is we need to separate the columns and the content of the cell using a comma. And now to create it into a table, we will select the data first, go to Insert tab and clicking on Tables, and then convert text to table. When I click on it, it will open up Convert Text to Table dialog box. Now in this dialog box, I have to specify how many columns do I need. I need 5 columns. You can see roll number, name, father's name, marks, and mode of transport. So 5 columns there are. And separate text at, I'll select commas because I have separated the 2 different cell data using a comma. I click OK, and let me zoom out to show you. And you can see my table has been created straight from the text. Simple as that. So this is it for today's lecture, and I hope you learned the topics of creating and formatting a table, and also how to convert a simple text into a table. If you have any doubts, you can reach out to me, and until the next time, I hope you stay home, stay safe, and stay healthy.